Professional Engineering. My name is James.
And you got Luke.
Luke, we have two special guests here. We got twice the fun.
Twice the fun?
We have Mark Davis, Senior Director of Design and Research Manager from Autodesk. Thanks for joining us, guys.
How are you guys doing?
Very well.
We're here today to talk about, what is it, the JPL
This thing behind
project.
us, right? I'm not...
Yes.
So
It's the concept lander.
The concept lander.
And this is landing where?
That's a good question.
It is intended to eventually explore Europa, a moon of Jupiter.
Of course, Europa, the moon of Jupiter.
You're serious?
Seriously.
That's awesome.
Of moon.
Same universe.
Same universe. Hey, so at least I was close.
Good answer.
Awesome. All right, so before we get into this beautiful thing behind you,
Sure. I lead a group in the office of the CTO at Autodesk. We call industry research, and we develop new science. We work with customers to develop prototypes, try and push forward new capabilities, and eliminate risk and accelerate our customers and the company.
okay, and how about you?
Yeah, so we focus on manufacturing side. So how do we take these crazy ideas and actually get them made physically?
All right, do you guys happen to need a marketer on there?
Always in need of
Always,
marketing.
okay, that's good. We'll have to talk
Are
after
you
this.
job hunting right now?
Hopefully Troy isn't watching.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right. Okay, so does someone who works in design research actually, like, what do you do? Like, I mean, Autodesk makes the software, and most of us are, kind of trying to get people to buy it. You guys are actually doing something to help design this?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is work 3 to 5 years ahead of the mainstream part of the company. And as I said, try to reduce risk on some of the new technology. So we'd rather do some experiments and fail early than invest a lot of money in the product lines trying something. So working with customers, finding a real customer problem, and then as Carl said, making it for real.
So you talk about this 3 to 5 year out. So what kind of hurdles are you running into whenever you're thinking 3 to 5 years ahead of an industry? I imagine that's not an easy thing to do.
Well, part of it part of it for me is keeping it relevant.
Okay.
So going after capabilities that can be broadly adopted, not just, for instance, space travel is a pretty exclusive domain.
You think?
So if we can get some of the experiments generalized into automotive or into general aerospace, that's always a good thing.
I gotcha.
What would you say?
And I would add to that just convincing people that things that are disrupting them, in this case generative design has a disruptive element, convincing them that this is a really valid and meaningful exercise to pursue. So not everything is going to be done the way we did it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we're saying 3 to 5 years from now things are going to be different, and here's the chance to get on board.
So Carl, you mentioned generative design. Let's just say someone listening, this is the first time they heard that. Could you give us the and say generative design did that? What's the elevator pitch for?
The big difference is that rather than manually edit a CAD model and manually define something, you're really describing the question, like what it is, the problem you want to solve, and then you're giving that over to the computer and the algorithms to figure out an optimum solution, and not only provide you one solution, but provide you multiple that may be for machining, or maybe a solution for additive, or maybe a solution for casting, maybe a solution for steel or for titanium, and navigating that trade-off space and making the best decision from those results.
So ultimately, this probably ends up being an enormous. You mentioned 3 or 4 different categories of what you're trying to match up with. I imagine that's tremendous time savings.
I see it as you invest the time a little differently. You invest it up front.
I got you.
So as Carl said, thinking about the problem and not the solution. Typically in CAD, you have some kind of solution, best practice, or in the domain, try and create the forces that are acting on the object, the requirements of it, and then you push it up to the cloud and let it think about the solutions rather than a human engineer.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so let's actually here to talk about and this beautiful thing behind us, which for those who don't know, actually won the highly sought after Engineering the Impossible Award at the Design and Manufacturing Awards last night. That's pretty all about this project.
Carl is the project lead.
Pressure's on,
Oh, he
Carl.
really threw that over to you, Carl.
Yeah, right under the bus.
Excellent. Yeah, so I mean, this is a concept lander to really demonstrate design, reduce mass, to get more scientific instrumentation out into the other element is how do we kind of change or evolve the design culture to embrace things like generative design in the future.
Now, when you say it's a concept, so they have a bunch of other ideas going as well to get to that moon, right? What was its name?
Europa.
Europa. They have a lot of other concepts that they're working on to get to Europa, and this is one of them. Or maybe this is going to be part of the final solution that gets worked into other pieces.
I think these types of prototypes are inspiration for JPL,
okay.
So they have a plan A. Plan A is how they do it.
Yeah.
That's how they will, execute on that plan. Okay. This is a possibility to introduce, say, maybe a plan B or a plan C, and have some of these new artifacts really, as Carl said, really affect their thinking on how they go about it. In this, with the technology changing this fast, you have to miss out.
So this lander is landing somewhere where it's
to be more aggressive about using some of these technologies. And SpaceX, as our CEO says, it's about we need to be able to get things off the planet cheaper. And if you can reuse your rockets, well, that opens up a whole new economy to make it possible. So I think companies like SpaceX are vital to really apply pressure and push the industry towards finding new solutions.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only that from my native New Zealand that's,
nice.
That's also pursuing that. So it's an exciting space, and I think it's exciting to see that the next generation of engineers are going to see these as valid career options to go and explore beyond this Earth.
That's like Star Trek level.
Yeah. I like that he described it as an exciting space there. Well done.
So this is more of like a test of your future telling knowledge. Are we going to be on Mars in our lifetime, as Elon Musk is?
Elon has it a pretty tight timeline of a few years,
he does.
He's saying. NASA, on the other hand, seems to be more in the decades.
Much further.
What do you think?
That's a really good question. I'm not sure I can do any grounded speculation there. I think it's exciting. I think if there's some big problems to solve, and I don't want to make a time. I don't want to make a prediction.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay.
I would like to think we could do that. But yeah, as Mark said, there's a lot of challenges. There's one launch window every year and then one return trip. So
exactly.
You're staying there for a year somehow, some way. I hope we can do that, but it's hard to say.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up, but we have one final question for you, and I feel like it's the most important one we're going to be addressing, and that's, what do you think? Are there aliens out there? And do you think if they are they going to come do, like, all Independence Day on us, or are we going to be okay?
Like, we're getting close. We're making stuff that's getting us out there. Are they going to get nervous that we're going to catch up to their alien technology?
Honestly, I think this is a really inspirational question because everybody wonders if we're alone in the universe.
Yeah.
No kidding aside.
Yeah.
And it's like this project, being able to do spacecraft that
could help answer some of those.
I think it's going to end up leading to an answer one way or the other. So I just think at a solid level